Hi guys, it's Taffy and it's day 5. We've been having a few technical difficulties, so I'm going to get through this as quickly as possible, hopefully with no hiccups. But we're on day 5 of the workbook. So if you look at it, for personal development, we look at first what it is that we want, right? We do our wheel of life, you determine where you're at on the wheel, and then you decide what categories to work on. Second thing, you decide what you want and you try to be as specific as possible. Third thing, we have you make some goals. So hopefully you made a list of goals for those areas, and they could be long-term goals or short-term goals, but hopefully you've got some goals in there. And then we need to take action on those goals, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So they say if you want to eat an elephant, what do? Just like one bite at a time, right? No matter how big it is, you just have these steady things one at a time, and that's what we're going to do with our goals too. So even if you have something really, really huge that you know is going to take a really long time, like I just finished a doctoral program, I knew it was going to be a long time. Okay, so you just work that in, and that's a long-term goal. So then, if you look at it as college-wise, you have years, right? To break it down, it took a little less than 5 years. So 5 years, and then you break it down into semesters, right? Because that's the way that it goes, into semesters. So you have these little things, and if you just focus, if you narrow the focus to just this semester, just this month, okay, just the things that you can do right now to make it work for any of your goals. So the reason I did this for 40 days, one, is because 40 days is significant in the Bible. The second thing is it's long enough to establish habits, and that's really what we want to do. To get to any goal, you have to establish these certain habits that once you have them in place, you can pretty much accomplish anything because you're setting yourself up for success, and that's what we want. And the third thing is for quick wins, okay? So there is a book that I read. It was based on a commencement speech that was given to a college, and it was called Make Your Bed. So it was by this admiral, and he's telling all these college kids, he's like, first thing in the morning, make your bed. Every day, make your bed. Okay, and it may sound silly. It's like, oh, I don't live at home. Mom doesn't make me make my bed anymore. But life has changed so much since I started doing that thing. Just that one thing, and then it's a win. It's like your first win of the morning is like, oh, gosh, if the whole world, falls apart today, at least I made my bed. I got this one win. Okay? And I want you to do that with your goals too. And maybe it's going to be something really small. Maybe start really, really small because you need a quick win, okay? And there is nothing wrong with quick wins. So that builds your confidence, and then you're like, oh, I did this thing. I could also do this other thing, this really, really hard thing that I never thought I'd be able to do, okay? So for your goals, what I want you to do, how are you going to eat your elephant? One bite at a time. So I want you to set up a calendar for your goal. And I want you to have a time limit on it, right? Because it's supposed to be timely or time-based. So I want you to have a time on it. And then what we're going to... Okay, guys. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your goal and write it at the top. And then underneath that goal, I need you to write down 3 things that you have to do every day to get you closer to that goal. And it can be little baby steps. It can be something small. You send an email. You ask a question. You research for 30 minutes. Or whatever, or maybe it's a fitness goal. So you've been doing your push-ups and you did it this week, and you're like, I could only do 7 in a minute. So then by the end of the month, you're like, I really want to do 15. Okay, 15 in 1 minute, and that would more than double what you had done before, right? But it's totally doable. So then every day you'd be like, you do your 7, and then you try really hard to do 8 or 9 or 10 without having to modify or having to change anything. So that's one thing that you can do, easy ways to get closer to your goals. If you want to change careers, well, maybe you try to contact people in that field, see how it was that they got started, things like that. And that's what I'm doing right now, actually, is I'm reaching out to people who are further along in the process than I am in sports psychology, and I'm like, how did you get started? What would you do if you were in my position right now? Because COVID's really made things a little more difficult. So we're having to be creative, and that's okay. Creativity just makes work a little bit more fun. So Find ways, little ways that you can conquer your goals. And then if you've still got questions, I'm always here. The group's still going to be open for you to ask questions, and I'll pop in and out, things like that. But if you've enjoyed these 5 days, and I hope that you have, then I want to encourage you to get the book. You can get it on Amazon. It's available on Kindle. And then I'm going to be giving a few away this weekend as well. So I want to make sure that I have them in hand. They're supposed to be here on Friday. And then when I get them here from the publisher, then I'll be happy to mail some of those out and do like fun freebie type things, okay? But this is something that you can do. Get you started right now before you get the book or anything like that. If you can't wait for the physical book, it's on Kindle. It's a little more difficult to use, these kind of books on Kindle, but I've got lots of them that I've done that way, and it's totally fine. I just prefer paper copies so I can write in them and put little stickies and all those sorts of things. I really appreciate the books that I have and kind of working through those processes. So if you have any other questions, I'm offering free sessions, 30-minute sessions, just to brainstorm and figure out a way to get your game plan together. Find out if there's something that's kind of holding you back that we can kind of work on together. And then we'll move forward with that. If you choose to purchase the book, or if you receive the book as a gift, that's always a possibility. Send me a quick picture, you with the book, or you with it on your phone with Kindle, and then I'll be happy. I'm going to add you to another Facebook group. It's going to be an ongoing thing. We'll work through the whole book together, so that'll be individual coaching and things like that you'll have the opportunity just for purchasing the book. So I really appreciate you taking the time to be here with me in this group, kind of go through this process. And if you've enjoyed it, let me know. Let's spread the word so that other people would have the opportunity to check out this book too. Well, I want to thank you for just going on this journey with me and for your courage in trying something new. And I'd appreciate any feedback that you have. Have a great day. Bye.